Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that could change your life. You were not born to be average. You were not born to coast through life. You were born to conquer mountains, break barriers, and leave a mark so deep that the world will feel your presence long after you're gone. You see, most people tiptoe through life hoping to make it safely to death. But not you. Not today. Not anymore. You've got something burning inside of you. A fire. A dream. A calling. And it's time to stop playing small. Work hard until your last breath. Why? Because your dream, your purpose, wasn't given to you to keep you comfortable. It was given to stretch you, to grow you, to pull something out of you that you didn't even know was there. You don't stop because you're tired. You stop when the job is done. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to show up. Every day. Relentless, unstoppable, unshakable. Because greatness is not reserved for the chosen few. It's reserved for the few who choose to go all in. I'm talking about the people who rise when the world counts them out. The people who get knocked down 7 times and stand up 8. The ones who don't make excuses, they make a way. Let me ask you this. What are you willing to do for your future? Are you willing to suffer a little now so you can shine later? Are you willing to sacrifice comfort today so your legacy echoes tomorrow? This world doesn't reward people who wait. It rewards the people who hustle when nobody's watching, the ones grinding in silence, the ones putting in the work while others sleep. And you, yes, you've got something the world needs. But the world doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you deserve. And you only deserve what you're willing to fight for. When your back is against the wall and the odds are stacked, that's not the time to fold. That's the time to dig deep and remind the world who you are. Because one day, when your breath slows, when your time is up, you want to look back and say, I gave it everything. I didn't leave a single ounce of potential in the tank. I fought. I built. I loved. Work hard until your last breath, because you don't know how many more you have. And if you've still got breath in your body, then you've still got a purpose to fulfill. This is your moment. This is your time. So rise, grind, believe, and never, ever quit. Greatness is not reserved for the chosen few. It's reserved for the few who choose to go all in. That statement holds more truth than most people are willing to admit. For too long, we've been conditioned to believe that greatness is something you're born into, that you need to have the right name, the right look, the right education, the right connections, but that's a lie. Greatness has never belonged exclusively to the privileged. It belongs to the persistent. It belongs to the courageous. It belongs to the bold few who make a decision, a real decision, to go all in, no matter what it costs. The truth is, greatness doesn't knock on your door just because you wish for it. It doesn't arrive because you have potential. Everybody has potential. What separates the extraordinary from the ordinary is execution. It's discipline. It's hunger. It's that unbreakable mindset that says, I will not stop. I will not settle. I will not shrink myself to fit into your expectations. I will rise and I will claim what's mine. Most people never tap into their greatness, not because they don't have it, but because they don't commit to it. They flirt with excellence, but never marry the grind. They want results, but avoid sacrifice. They daydream about success, but run from the discomfort that success demands. Greatness isn't a prize you win by showing up once in a while. It's a result of relentless, day after day effort, the kind that breaks you down before it builds you up. Going all in means burning the bridge back to average. It means standing in front of your fear and saying, move. I've got work to do. It's not just about being talented. It's about being willing to fail, willing to bleed, willing to get up one more time than you've been knocked down, willing to be misunderstood, ridiculed, ignored, and still keep going. The world tries to convince you that you need to be chosen, but here's the truth. You can choose yourself. You can choose to step forward when everyone else is hesitating. You can choose to prepare in silence when no one's watching. You can choose to outwork the competition, outlast the storm, and outgrow your past. You can choose to go all in on your vision even when it scares the hell out of you. Greatness respects one thing: effort. It doesn't care where you started. It doesn't care how many times you've failed. It doesn't care about your background, your age, or your mistakes. What it cares about is whether or not you're showing up every single day. Whether or not you've got the guts to stay in the fight when it would be easier to quit. Whether you can keep believing when the results are nowhere in sight. Whether you're still hungry when there's no applause, no recognition, and no guarantee. Going all in means you stop asking for permission, you stop waiting for the perfect moment, you stop making excuses. You understand that nothing will ever be handed to you, and that's okay, because you didn't come to be handed anything. You came to claim it, to earn it, to become the person worthy of it. That's what greatness is really about. It's not about being better than someone else. It's about being better than who you were yesterday. It's about getting up and doing the work even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. It's about becoming obsessed with progress, not perfection. Progress. Every rep, every step, every early morning, every late night, every painful moment you choose to endure instead of escape. That's you casting your vote for greatness. When you go all in, you don't dabble. You don't show up halfway. You don't half love your dream or give half energy to your goal. You give it everything. You give it your heart, your soul, your sweat, your tears, because that's what it takes. Not sometimes, all the time. And when you fall short, and you will, because everybody does, you don't let that be your end. You let it be your reason, your reminder, your fire. You can't fake going all in. The grind knows. The dream knows. And most of all, you know. Deep down, when you lay your head down at night, only you know if you truly gave it your all. Only you know if you pushed past your limits or gave into your excuses. And you've got to live with that. That's why most people stay stuck. Not because they're not capable, but because they're not committed. Going all in means you don't wait to be ready. You decide, you act. You trust that you'll figure it out, because you will. Because when you burn the option of turning back, the only way forward is forward. That's when you become dangerous. That's when you become focused. That's when you realize that greatness is not some distant mountaintop. It's built in the trenches, in the struggle, in the unseen hours. People will doubt you. Life will test you. Failure will tempt you to quit. But those who go all in, really go all in, are the ones who bend reality to their will. They may not be the fastest, the smartest, or the most connected, but they are the most committed. And commitment beats talent every single time. That's why greatness doesn't belong to the lucky. It belongs to the relentless, to the obsessed, to the ones who said, enough, I will not live a life of regrets. I will not die with my potential still inside me, because when you go all in, you don't just change your results, you change who you are. You develop a new level of discipline, a new level of focus, a new level of power, and people will feel it, they'll see it, they won't be able to ignore it, because real effort leaves a trail. It echoes, it inspires, and it demands respect. You don't stop because you're tired, you stop when the job is done. That's the mindset of a finisher, a warrior, a person who refuses to be ruled by temporary feelings. Anybody can start something when they're excited, when the sun is shining and everything feels good. But finishing, that's what separates the talkers from the doers, the wishers from the winners, the average from the exceptional. Fatigue is real, no doubt. There are days when your body aches, your mind screams for rest, and everything in you says, take it easy. But champions don't answer to comfort, they answer to commitment. The tired mind will try to negotiate. It will say, you've done enough. It will tell you, you deserve a break. But if you listen to that voice too often, you'll build a habit of quitting halfway through. You'll start leaving things incomplete, always getting close but never crossing the finish line. And the finish line is everything. It's where growth happens, it's where pride is born, it's where your future is built. Anyone can be strong at the beginning, but when your legs feel like lead, when your focus blurs, when your energy is gone, that's when your character shows up. That's when discipline kicks in. Not hype, not motivation. Discipline, the ability to keep moving forward, not because you feel like it, but because you made a promise to yourself. And that promise matters more than how tired you are in the moment. Because the job doesn't care how you feel. The goal doesn't adjust itself based on your energy levels. The dream won't shrink to meet your mood. If you want to achieve it, you have to push through. You have to fight through the fatigue and the doubt and the discomfort. You have to find something inside of you that's stronger than what's happening around you. That fire, that grit, that second wind. It doesn't show up until you prove you're willing to keep going. You don't need to be the most talented. You don't need to be the most gifted, but you must be the one who refuses to quit. You must be the one who says, I'll rest after I've crossed the line. I'll breathe after the mission is complete. Because if you stop when you're tired, you'll never finish anything that matters. But if you keep going until it's done, you'll build a life of substance, of impact, of legacy. Tired is temporary. Quitting lasts forever. Your body might be screaming, your mind might be exhausted, but your spirit, that inner force, still has fuel. And when you learn to tap into that, there's nothing you can't do. You learn how to go beyond the limit. You learn how to become unbreakable. Not because you never get tired, but because you've trained yourself to keep going despite it.